Christmas, guys! Come take a walk with me out to the mailbox. Well, as you can see here, we're probably going to have a white Christmas. We got a lot of this white stuff so far, and a little bit of it's gone away, but it's Michigan, so I'm sure we got more on the way. I sure am glad you're joining me today. So let's get started. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Everything's on an incline around here. It's all hilly. You wouldn't know it from the video, but it is. That's a big hill there. Okay, it's cold. Let's go in and get warm and I'll show you what I bought. Okay, back inside where it's warm. So today I'm gonna share with you, like the title says, my big Christmas decor shopping haul. So this is something I came upon accidentally last year, and I wasn't looking for it. We just happened to stop at a Hobby Lobby and they had stuff 90% off. And even though I have Christmas stuff in storage, I didn't have any here, and I wasn't looking to buy some, but there was no way on earth I could walk away from a sale like that, even if I didn't need it right then. So I bought it last year, and I brought it back here and put it all in boxes and stored it away. I was hoping by this year we'd have our own home, but not yet. But anyways, I thought I could make presents out of it. My hope was that we would get a house with a fireplace mantle. I bought a lot of greenery for that. But anyways, I'm gonna show you how you can, if you can catch these sales, how much money you can save and what beautiful things you can get. I not only caught this Christmas sale last year, a couple weeks ago when I went into Family Dollar, they had Thanksgiving stuff on sale. And it was like a few days before Thanksgiving. So that's the key, folks. If you can wait and put off your decorating, you can get unbelievable deals. Unbelievable. Wait till you see what I got. And I'll show you what Family Dollar had on sale. And I really kick myself for not buying it, because after I bought this last year and it's been stored away, I just told myself I can't be buying anything else. But when it comes to something really, really cheap, I have a hard time walking away. But I did this time from the Family Dollar it was. And I regret it. You'll see why later. I regret walking away from it because things were literally just dollars, $1, $2 for really nice things. So that's what you got to do when you want to get your decor. I'm sure a lot of you know this, but I don't know if you've never caught a sale like this. Start hunting for them because they are fun, and they are the way to like replenish your Christmas decor. Or if your old decor is old, nasty, you know, you use it for so many years and after a while it just starts looking tattered and stuff, and you want to get rid of it and get some new stuff, this is the way to do it. So join me today, guys, and I'm going to show you the treasures I found. Maybe we'll do something else too in this video. We'll see. So here we go. Uh-oh, I can see behind me the fire's gonna go out. I'm gonna put a log on it. Can't have the fire going out. It's too cold out. So let's crack into this. See, I brought them back here and boxed them all up because I had already did my decorating last year when I found them. So I was saving them for this year. And I knew I was going to share this with you, or I planned to share this with you. Last year when I bought these, I brought them back here because I'd already done my decorating for last Christmas. I have my receipt from last year to show you, and it's got the date on it and everything, the prices I paid for everything. Aren't these pretty? They're going to be battered up because they've been curled up in a box for a year. I'm going to lay these all out, and when I'm done, I'm going to show you all that I got and tell you what I paid for all of it. They look much more brighter red in the video. They're much more deeper cranberry red. They're so pretty. These were originally... Can you see that? I have to get better at this. I have to put my glasses back on. These were originally $13.99. Okay, usually you wait till you can get stuff at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. It used to be 50, now it's more like 40. Sometimes it's 50. But I got this then for $1.39. And I don't know if you can tell, but they're really long. You'll see when I put them all out. This is like Christmas morning. Look at those, aren't they beautiful? You can see the little glitter and the berries. And like I said, right now they've been all stuffed in a box for a year almost, and so they need to be fluffed and worked with. But this one was originally $14.99, so I got that, and you see how long they are? For $1.49. You pay that for a tiny little pick. And there's another one. Little clumps of snow on it. Uh-oh, I broke a berry there, but that's all right. We can just pull off the ones that got broke, or I can glue it back. That's the problem when you gotta box them up like this. But it's okay. And then they had the picks on sale. So these were normally $3.99. Nobody paid that for them at Hobby Lobby. You wait till they're 50%. But I got them for 39 cents. 39 cents. You can't even do that good at the dollar store, folks. So I got a bunch of these. I like to put them in plants around the house, stuff like that, just to put a little splash of color or sparkle. And yes, I like a colorful Christmas, just like I like a colorful fall. I mean, I admire other people's houses that are done in whites and neutral tones and stuff, but it's just not me. I'm just old-fashioned and traditional, and I like the bright reds and greens and all the colors. Because everything's so white around here as it is, you can see that right now, that, you know, I like a little color in the house since everything's white and kind of gray outside. So all of these were 39 cents. I had to bend them like this just to fit them in boxes. But they'll bend back just fine. And then I wanted to wrap them like this to keep dust and stuff off of them. Then, ooh, I forgot about these. Big poinsettia bushes. They're all kind of mushed right now. They'll perk back up. But these are really big. I don't know if you can tell that. I'll show you later. Something to reference the size. I mean, they would pass for a real one. I don't know if you can see. They're real pretty. They're like a shiny. They've got sparkle on them. These normally sold for $19.99. So I got this for $1.99. Like I said, they're a little mushed right now. They'll perk back up. You know, you always have to play with them. Unbend them and stuff. And I think this is another poinsettia bush. Another poinsettia bush. They're just not looking as pretty in the video as they do in person, but you get the idea. And then this one I thought was so pretty. It's so natural looking. Pretty. Thought that would be pretty on a fireplace mantle, two of them, end to end. This was $23.99. I got it for $2.39. And another one of these for $2.39. Okay, that's just the florals. Now I'm going to go on to the rest. I got these candles. I go through lots of candles, especially at Christmas time. And in storage somewhere, I have a table centerpiece that I bought at a thrift store, and I revamped it with fresh floral picks and stuff. And it holds 3 pillar candles. So I bought these with that in mind. And these were 99 cents. 90% off. It's the Hobby Lobby. They have a little bit of a pine smell, but not much. I never buy these kind of candles really for scent. More just for coziness. So I'll leave that out. So when I'm done, you can see the whole haul. And then we move on to ribbon. I use ribbon every Christmas. If you have a dark spot in your house that's not very cheery, cheer it up with some ribbon. We make bows. I use these a lot on my porch, my doorways, stuff like that. Wreaths, if I make a wreath, I need ribbon for that. So this was normally $11.99. I got it for $1.19. And it's 75 feet of ribbon. Can't beat that. I got 2 of those. Then I got these. I know it probably sounds kind of morbid, but every year I make a grave blanket for my mom and dad's grave. I don't know if you all know what that is, but just like a greenery to put on the grave. And I bought some of this for that. I'm going to make one of those. And so they had this beautiful ribbon, and you see it's like a foil. And this I got for $1.19. And that's 30 feet of ribbon. And then I bought this ribbon. You can never have too much ribbon, especially for 99 cents. You could even wrap your presents, put it on your presents. Or if you make gift baskets, or something like that, you can always put a bow at the top of it. This is wire edged ribbon, so it's easier to shape and work with because it's got a little wire in the edge of it. And that was 99 cents. This is more of the foil one, $1.19. This stuff's gonna last me for years. I will have this forever. Maybe not forever, but a long time. More the wire ribbon. And then this I thought was so pretty too. Let's see if you can see, it's got sparkles on it. Poinsettia, however you want to say it. $1.39 for 30 feet. Pretty. I thought that'd be pretty on a wicker basket. Maybe a wicker basket with some homemade cookies or brownies in it and a pretty bow on the top of it for a gift. Wouldn't that be nice? And cheap gifts. You know, things are getting so expensive. It's just, and homemade gifts mean so much. Someone took their time and energy to do it. And, you know, I think budgets are tight for everybody. At least they are for us right now. And the simpler you can do things, I think the better, because it's not what Christmas is all about anyways. It's what we make it, but it's not what it's supposed to be all about. This is pretty, isn't it? It's kind of like an antique color, a creamy ivory color, and little sparkles on the bells and the ribbons. That was $1.39 for 30 feet. And this has, I think, yep, this has a little wired edge too on the ribbon. Makes it easier for making a bow. Oh, and one more. Yep, this is the most practical, usable for all sorts of things. So, all that ribbon, it literally will last me, I bet, at least 5 years. Okay, so I have it here all set out now. Let's take a look. I put a blanket out to not get all this junk all over the carpet. Those are the floral picks for the grave blanket I'm gonna make. I wish they showed like the color that they actually are. For some reason their photograph or their videoing brighter and kind of gaudier than they are. They really are a rich, deep red, especially these berries. Maybe if I turn the light off, it'll be more accurate. It's this, and those are the two big floral poinsettia bushes. So what I was actually thinking when I saw these is I thought they would make really pretty, like if you put them together like that, two of them, like swags over a doorway. I can't hold them and get far enough back, with a bow in the center. Or like I said, on a fireplace mantle, like one on each end with something in the center. Or if we should like that, put together and over a doorway. Wouldn't that be pretty? I think it would be. These two. These are really deep green, really deep red. Wish they looked that way in the video. So I'm going to get my receipt and I'm going to show you what I paid. Like I said, some of these were like $25 for one of these picks, $20. I would never spend that. I'm really cheap, but there are people that do. Not this girl. She's on a budget. Anyways, these 3 candles were normally $10 each. I would never ever pay that. Even at Hobby Lobby's 50% off, I'm probably too cheap to pay $5 for them. But 99 cents each, and they'll fill up my centerpiece. That saves me a ton of money, because I would have went and bought those maybe for $5 each, so I could have candles in my centerpiece, my table centerpiece. So that saved me a lot of money right there, because I could have spent at least $15. Some people spend $30 just on those 3 candles, which is unthinkable to me. And like I said, all this ribbon, it's going to enable me to get the grave blanket made for my parents' grave, and then the arrangement, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll have all the supplies for that, and those are selling nowadays for like $75 plus, and I just can't pay that anymore, so I've gone to making my own. So this ribbon and those picks are going to save me big time on that. But like I said, I probably have ribbon for the next 5 years. So it's hard to spend the money in the moment. It's kind of hard to take it and spend it. But then later, when you stick it away and you pull it out the next year and you're like, oh, I have this, I don't need to buy this. It's so worth it. Let's see this. 90% off. I don't even know what that was. 2 at 14 cents each. Must have been something I used last year. Can you believe that? Everything 90% off. 2 at $2 each. Isn't that amazing? That's when to shop, folks. I purchased 31 items and I paid $33.16. My total savings was $281.21. Like I'd ever spend that, but someone might. Not me. Anyways, I guess I bought this the day after New Year's. It wasn't even a year ago. January 2nd. And this Hobby Lobby where we're at put everything 90% off on January 2nd, all Christmas. So this is what to watch for, folks. A sale like that you can't pass up. So this was a sale I stumbled upon at Family Dollar. It was November 18th, so it was right before Thanksgiving, and they had all their Thanksgiving items 75% off. These rugs right here that I just had my hands on were $1.25. $5 marked down to $1.25, and I thought they were really cute. They had 2 or 3 different kinds, maybe just 2, but I thought they were so cute. $1.25. These pillows I really regret not buying. They were $2.25, and they were really nicely made. They were thick. They were embroidered. I don't know if you could tell. And I wish I would have bought them because I would have used them year round. I would have made pillow covers for them and used them as inserts, because you can't even buy pillow inserts that cheap. I really regret not getting those. This jar, normally $3, was 75 cents. You can't even buy one that good at the dollar or at the thrift store. It even had a little rubber seal. Then there was this little spoon rest for $3, marked down to 75 cents. Couldn't buy that, probably that cheap at the thrift store. This little turntable, or a Lazy Susan, even if you didn't want it for fall, you could paint it and then use it year round. $8, so that was under $2.25. You could keep that on your table all year round. Then this was, I think, 2 hot pads, yep, an oven mitt and 2 towels. Orange and black aren't really my colors, but just for the usefulness of getting towels and oven mitts, those were $1.25. And last but not least, this table runner for $1.25. The fabric alone was worth more than that. Okay, enough sales. So now that we got that done, let's go make something for dinner. Sound good? Okay, so we're gonna try this recipe we found on Instagram. See if it's any good. We're gonna take a box of noodles, put it in the bottom of the pan. I have my doubts of whether this is gonna turn out or not. We'll see. Jar of spaghetti sauce, doesn't matter what kind. If this doesn't turn out, babe, we don't have dinner. You might have to have peanut butter and jelly.
Okay with me. But I think it'll turn out.
He's a good guy. He's easy to please.
Already looks yummy.
3/4 of this jar with water. Pour that over the sauce. I'm kind of wondering where your flavor is going to go, but we'll see. Just a little bit. I added a little more. And because you don't want noodles that aren't done. Right. Now, this part looks gross, but chicken. So I just put our chicken in here. Then I just added a little of Lawry's garlic salt. So you could add any kind of seasonings you want. I definitely would try to flavor it up with whatever you have in the house that you like. Should I put mushrooms in it, babe, or no?
Oh yeah.
We like mushrooms, so hold on. We're gonna add some mushrooms because we like that. I hope this doesn't boil over. If you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to do that. Like I always say. That's just our creation. Gonna add some more. Gonna add some oregano. Make it Italian-like.
I like oregano.
I know, he likes it a lot. I probably put way too much in for my taste, but he likes lots of oregano. This is some basil. Actually, this is basil we dried this summer. Oops, you didn't see that. Sorry about that. Oh, this is too much. We got this at the farmer's market and dried it this summer. Just let it hang out to dry. So we're gonna use that. Let me shake my hand up. And then we'll add a little Italian seasoning. I don't know what the difference is in between just oregano and Italian seasoning. Whoops. Let's see what it says it's got in it. Thyme, oregano, marjoram, basil, rosemary. I don't know if that's how you say it right. I'm gonna just gonna mix that in so all the flavors go throughout it. Looks kind of gross now, but hopefully it'll taste good. I just hope the noodles get done. That's my insecurity here, that these noodles will really be nice and tender when it's done. We'll see. We're gonna cover it now with some foil. We're gonna seal it up good with foil. Sorry, we're gonna seal it up good with foil. We're gonna put it in a 425-degree oven for 30 minutes. And we're gonna seal this good so that steam stays in, there. Sorry, I'm trying to talk while I'm making noise. We're gonna seal this good so the steam stays in there, that's tricky to say, and cooks those noodles. So we'll put it in the oven, 425 for 30 minutes, and we'll bring it out and check on it. And then we'll have some more stuff to add to it. Thanks.
Messy, messy.
I'm gonna throw together a little salad. My new favorite thing on salads, pumpkin seeds. I guess they call them pepitas when they're shelled and roasted. So yummy. And a little Parmesan cheese. Nom noms. Yes, I'm a sloppy cook, like my husband just pointed out. But I clean up my messes. It's been in there 30 minutes. Oh, it's looking like the noodles actually are getting done. It's looking kind of yummy.
Yeah.
It's got to go another 15 minutes without anything on it. But now I'm kind of worried it's going to be dried out because it's looking not real not real saucy, isn't it? What if it's not enough sauce? I don't have mozzarella cheese, but I'm going to use the cheese my sweet brother and sister left here. Sorry, Ed. When you come back, there won't be any cheese for you to eat. This is Munster cheese. I don't think I ever had Munster cheese until he brought it.
Super good.
For the hunt a couple weeks ago. And it's really good. So I don't know what it will taste like on this, but here goes. We're hoping. Yeah, I have a feeling this is not going to be as saucy as a spaghetti thing like we usually like, but we'll suffer through. It's going to be cheesy. The girl on the Instagram things put grated mozzarella cheese on it.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Save
Maybe.
a little piece for me.
There.
Mm.
Your pay.
Thanks.
And then you're supposed to put some breadcrumbs, Italian breadcrumbs. I don't know why. I think that would make it even drier, but we're just doing what we're told. I think she said about a half a cup. I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to be very dry. We'll see. And then a little Parmesan cheese.
Might have to open up the next jar of sauce and have it with our on the side of our plate.
Yeah, if it's too dry, I might have to add some sauce. We'll see.
Ooh, that looks yummy.
And because especially this time, you're supposed to put it back into the oven without a lid on it, without any foil over it. So, gonna put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. I don't know if that's a good crispy or a dehydrated crispy. Let's see how it looks. I wish I had light in here. Ooh, it looks pretty good. Are you ready to try it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks pretty yummy. Do you want to try it before I give you more? In case you don't like it?
No, I'm sure I'll like it.
So what do you think?
The chicken's good, cheese is good, noodles are done. Good job, sugar.
Does it need more sauce?
Yeah, a little bit.
That would be my one thing I would do different if I made this again. Is maybe put it in a jar and a half. I don't know, then it might boil over. I don't think so though. I just think it needs probably, but we like things really saucy, so. Yum yum. I would definitely make this again. It was really good, and it was so simple. It was so quick to make, so easy, especially for a night when you've been busy with other things. We made it with the chicken, but of course you could probably make it with beef or Italian sausage. I would fry that first because that would be too fatty to bake in with the noodles, but I'll definitely make it again. It was good. Okay, back to work. I picked up this little basket at the thrift store, and I thought it was cute. I thought it was really pretty. I paid $5.50 for it, which is more than I would normally pay for a little basket, but it's bigger than it actually looks like it is here. Sorry for the bad lighting. It was filled with all this greenery, so I thought I could find some use for that. I don't know if it was someone's attempt at floral design or they just jammed it in there, but some of it was wired in, so I pulled it all out to see if there was anything I could work with. As you can see, they were all pretty mushed. They had a lot packed into that little basket. So I had to get them out and fluff them all and try to figure out where I could use them. Some of them actually had long stems on them, and I ended up using them. There you can see it was $5.50. Like I said, which is way more than I normally pay for a basket, but I just thought it was really pretty. Some of them had longer, there's a pretty little pic, some of them had longer stems on it, and I ended up using those outside by the lanterns on the house. One of these, see, it had a long stem that was actually bent over. So it sure was smushed up. Had pieces of tissue paper in it and everything, but it was worth the effort of cleaning them up, and this is what I was left with. So quite a few, the little basket and all that stuff in it for $5 wasn't so bad. This is what I did with some of them. I didn't fuss at all. It was really cold that day. I just stuck a big red bow up on them and hung them on the lanterns there, but they're not that pretty, but the bow's big, and from a distance they show better because I have such a big bow on them. It was just enough to look like I tried. And I put some of the branches at the base of this little fiber optic tree. You can't put a blanket around it because it gets too hot, so I just wanted to try to draw attention away from the little ugly legs of the tree. And this ornament goes at the center of every tree we've ever had, because he's what it's all about. Then I put the empty little basket on the hearth by the wood stove. Stuck a little greenery in there and those pine cones and a little kindling. I thought that looked okay there. This is another little thrift store find for $3. The little nativity. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I just set it there for now because I didn't know where else to put it. And that little lantern I got for $4 at a garage sale last summer. This is the grave blanket I was telling you about that I made for my mom and dad's grave. If you go to stores, these can cost anywhere from probably $70 to $100. Crazy. So I decided to make one this year, save some money. And then I had some leftover pine branches because I got the branches for the grave blanket for my brother's pine trees. And so I had some leftover ones, and I decided to make a big greenery pot for by the back door of the cabin. I didn't do wreaths this year, so I just did the ribbons and the greenery on the lights. And then I decided to do this big pot. This is my pot I used, and I had my flowers in that I planted in the spring. So I just left the dirt in it and stuck pine branches in it. I had to bring it in so the dirt would thaw because it was already frozen. Just stuck a bunch of pine branches in it and a bow and a little pick with a cardinal on it and called it done. Was good enough. It was just enough to add some color to the back door. I think it's easy to tell that this is definitely not the video for how to decorate your home the most beautifully for Christmas. This is just me making do with what I got, scrounging up what I can get at a thrift store, making what I can, and then buying whatever I can as cheap as I can. Since all my stuff's in storage, I'm just making do with what I got. This is just an example of how you could use some of those florals that I bought. I didn't do anything except toss them up there on the shelf and it looks like it, but it's just an idea of where they could be used or how they could be used. It's not really decorating per se, just showing you the potential that something like that has that I bought for a couple dollars. This one I just put on the coffee table. And that's a candy dish our dad and mom gave us, an antique candy dish. Well, I don't know if it's a candy dish, but that's what we're using it for. Got our little peppermints in it. And then this is just another example how some of those florals could be used. This is what I was talking about when I said end to end, like across a fireplace mantle, but here I just stuck it on the kitchen table with a candlestick on each side. And these are little lanterns I made. I'll put a little link up above how I put those together. Put a little greenery and bows on those. And this is one of the poinsettia bushes. I just stuck it in a plant that's kind of dying and pretending it's a real one. It's fluffed up a lot better than it did when I originally took it out of the box. This is just a white dinner plate with one of my battery operated candles and some berries and little picks I had, pieces of picks laying around. But it works. Make and do with what you got. This is just some sort of little can they have here next to the wood stove at the cabin, and I just put some birch tree branches in it and some flour. And this is that framed digital art you can get on a YouTube channel called For My Sassy Sister. I really like this one. See the smoke coming out of the chimney and the snowflakes falling? It's a nice channel. They have a lot to choose from. If you're not familiar with these, you just go to YouTube and find one you like and hit play, and this one will play, I think, for like up to 6 hours. It's fun. Well, that's all I've got. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. Hey, remember, Jesus is the reason for the season, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. If you're not too bored by now, stick around for a while and we'll have a little story time. Okay, I have a story for you that my mom told me about a long time ago about my brothers and my sister. And I don't think the story included my other brother, the brother that's just above me. I was the youngest, of course, the perfect child. Anyways, so my brothers might think I'm finking on them, but oh well, it's just the truth. And maybe they haven't heard this story, but my mom told it to me more than once. So anyways, my parents never had a lot of money, and we didn't make a big deal about Christmas. I mean, Christmas was a big deal, but it wasn't all about presents and everything. So one year though, my mom was feeling pretty frustrated because they didn't have much money and she couldn't go out and do much Christmas shopping. So Christmas Eve, somehow some money came in. My dad got his paycheck or something, and Christmas Eve, she was able to go out and try to do some quick Christmas shopping. So she went out to the stores and she found out that everything was like clearance. We were talking about sales earlier in the video and the great deals you can get. Well, when my mom went out on Christmas Eve, all the toys were like half off or just these great deals. So she got so excited, she was able to buy the kids more toys than she ever dreamed, you know. So she took them home and wrapped them all up, and the next morning the kids woke up and they had all these presents and they were all ripping them open and everything. And she said the next thing that happened is they all started fighting and over who got what, and this one got more, that one's was better, and they started fighting, and it upset her so much she ran off to her bedroom or whatever and started crying. So her Christmas that she thought was going to be so special because she had all these gifts ended up being not a good Christmas. So it was just a lesson she learned way back then, that it isn't about the gifts. It's never about the gifts. It's about the gift. Jesus is the greatest gift ever. My brothers might be mad, or my sister, but they might think it's unfair of me telling that story because I wasn't in it. But it was a true story and a good lesson learned. So it's never about the things. It's about the people you love and you get to spend time with. And I know there's a lot of people this holiday season too that are missing loved ones. Our family is too. And I know it can be a really hard time too. So I just want you to know that whoever watches this channel, I'm going to be praying for you. If you've suffered a loss this year, I may not know your name, but God does. And I know Christmas can either be the best of times or it can be a really hard time when you're away from family. Okay. When you can't be with the ones you love. So I know what that's like, and my heart goes out to you, and you will be in my thoughts and prayers for sure. And remember, the greatest gift that you can ever give to someone, present to someone, is Jesus. And the greatest gift you can ever receive is Jesus and knowing Him as your Savior. So let's all try to keep Him as our focus this Christmas. I love you guys. I pray you have a beautiful Christmas. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. I'd love if you'd like to leave a Christmas memory of your own in the comment section below, or anything you'd like to share. I love to hear from you guys. Have a Merry Christmas.